You're tuned in to the Keetria Show and listening to SOB, Style of Business, the podcast with your host, Keetria. We aim to highlight the ongoing trek of entrepreneurs and business owners from around the globe, featuring stories that recount their struggles, experiences, and inevitable road to success and self-fulfillment. Welcome to SOB.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Thanks for tuning in for another great episode of SOB Style of Business. This is your host, Keetria, and today we're visiting with Genecia Alluoura, and she is the founder of Soul Rich Woman, which is an amazing platform that focuses on empowering female entrepreneurs. It's actually the #1 female entrepreneur network in Southeast Asia. And she's also a great business savvy woman who is doing a lot of things in her community and also on an international level. So definitely had to have her on, give us the scoop, let us know what she has in the work, also to give us some tips and advice on entrepreneurship. And then we will just kind of hear her story and roll from there. So anyway, Genecia, how's it going for you today? Tell us a little bit about your background and let's roll right into the interview.
Well, thanks for having me on your show. I'm really very glad to be here. My name is Genecia Alluoura, founder of Soul Rich Woman. Basically, I was a girl who started very, very young working at 14 years old to put myself through school and education. And because my family suffered a financial crisis, and therefore I was kind of like kicked out to do the stuff I was supposed to do. So I teach yoga, aerobics, line dancing throughout my years. I've been working for many years now. And, all I was thinking of is how do I really become successful? And that translated into making myself more confident and more beautiful, and to focus on how can I duplicate myself and multiply myself to earn more income to move to where I am today. I've also launched a cafe retail chain, which was in 3 countries, Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia. We had 7 outlets, and we successfully exited to a public listed company owner. I started Soul Rich Woman in 2015, knowing that, my greater purpose and vision is to have a platform to empower women to go from offline to online. And that's the only one thing we do, which is to let and allow women to love and own the F word, being fabulous, having freedom and financial independence. So I really believe that empowered women empower others, and that whatever that we are doing in Southeast Asia, truly when we change a woman's life, the entire community benefits.
Absolutely. I love that. Yeah. And I love the F word too that you referred to, because I was checking out some of the background and the, financial independence and fabulosity and all that other good stuff. So I am absolutely thrilled about what you're doing, the movements that you're making, and also the mission that you have behind the empowerment of female entrepreneurs. So tell us a little bit more about Soul Rich Woman. And so what inspired you to create this? What inspired the vision, rather?
So I was running a image consultancy company after I won Miss Singapore in 2006. I immediately acquired a new certification, and then I went on to do my consultancy work for CEOs, politicians across Southeast Asia. And what was interesting for me, because at that age I started very young, so when I was asking myself, what do I see myself doing? Kind of like midlife crisis or quarter life crisis, you'll call it. I would not want to be trading time for money, because every time I work, I get paid. I work, I get paid. I work, I get paid. I don't work, I don't get paid. So it was really tough, and I was looking for a solution to go from offline to online. In 2012, I decided to switch my career route, which means I decided to go online and do online business and to share my services online. And in 2013, I made my first $1 million. I made my first $1 million. And that was also when I invested my money into the retail business, cafe retail chain with my partners, because I wanted to try something different. But after going through this whole process, I realized that my vision and purpose is still empowering women and to help them to be more confident. So when I first started, to be very honest with you, I actually started with 0 viewers, 0 followers, 0 people watching my webinar or watching my Facebook Live or Periscope or whatever you call it. I had nobody at all. And what I did, because I was based in Indonesia doing my business back then, I only had my webcam and my internet. And what I did was I show up every single day and show up consistently. I run webinars sharing my $1 million story and help women to realize the potential that they can to have a business online while embracing their parenthood, their motherhood, their and still be able to do the stuff they want to do. And because of that, my community grew from 0 to the first 10, to the first 100, and then to the first 500, and then the rest is history. So it was how we built the community, because I felt that for me as a beauty queen and Miss Singapore, for me, it's no longer about me anymore. I have more than 10 years of exposure and branding at a level, because I'm in Singapore. I'm on TV, on radio, in magazines, center spread, cover of magazines. I'm there, but it has come to a point it's quite meaningless. Like, okay, what's the purpose of having me on another cover of a magazine, or being on TV, hosting a show, or doing radio interviews? It's really gone past that. So for me, I felt that was no longer that my purpose and mission to show up on my own, but rather to create a platform to allow other women to shine as well. Because alone you are strong, together we are unstoppable.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm right behind you with that. So yeah, you definitely have to, not only be a resource, but also try to inspire and help other people, especially with the type of platform that you have. Because I know that you guys have well, first of all, you're the number one platform in Southeast Asia, and then also with being in over 7 countries. It's probably grown since the last time I've kind of did some background information on you. But tell us about the growth. Like when you first started. Okay, so you're coming from the cafe retail chain business, right? Okay, and then you're getting into entrepreneurship. All these wonderful things are happening for you. You start off a little bit slow, but then everything there's this exponential growth. Like you're starting to see a change and movement in this platform. Did you anticipate that type of growth? What was that like for you as far as the growth goes?
I think there's 3 parts that's very important. First, you need to have a leader whom people can look up to and know that you can lead the entire platform and team, something that the people can believe in. Number 2, you need to create a movement of the F word. For us, it's the F word, right? Being fabulous, having freedom and financial independence. We're different from other people, from other platforms, because we stand for women can have it all. You no need to choose, is it 1 F or 2 Fs or 3 Fs? You can actually have it all. So we stand for that. And third, because we focus our message online and online only. In 1 year alone, in different countries in Southeast Asia, each of our partners, we all run only 3 events a year. We are not an offline, we're not events company per se, we are an online platform, but we do organize offline events to meet and to see each other. But all of the things are done online. So first, you need to have a charismatic leader. 2, you really need to have a movement that, you stand strong in, where people advocate and you can advocate in. And last but not least, what is the message or what is the key thing that you do, and the one thing only? Because online is really very noisy these days. Yeah. If you say, I'm just a women empowerment platform, okay, so what do you do? Yeah. So when people think about offline to online, they think about women group and only women. There are no guys. Really, no guys can come for our event unless they are the partners that we work with allow the men to be in. If not, it's just all women. People come to us. So what are the results? So first result was, there is this really huge seminar organizer in Asia, and what they did was I don't know if you know Kim Kiyosaki. Robert Kiyosaki?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so Robert Kiyosaki's wife, Kim Kiyosaki. So because of our presence in Southeast Asia, the organizers actually approached us to go on the same stage and to partner with them at this event. It's called a Rich Woman event, and I am speaking and standing on the same stage next to Kim Kiyosaki, sharing with women how to transform their lives to be rich women. So if not for the message and the strong branding, I would say that we will not even be remembered. We'll just be blending in the sea of sameness. But because we stand strong in our advocacy of the F word and women and how we help women to go from offline to online, that itself really bring through that momentum for growth. And that's how we build across Southeast Asia, because I will not say we do A, B, C to Z. I will only say I will just do A and that one thing only. So it's very difficult because Keetria is people are always saying, oh, what if you lose out to the other groups of women, empowerment platform, they have everything. Yeah, but I'm not afraid because online is the ocean, and we just keep running until our bank account look like our phone numbers.
Yeah. I love that. Yeah. And you know what? It's great that you have that sort of mentality that sky's the limit because a lot of people think that there's, especially when it comes to getting the financial wealth that we wanted to achieve in our lives, it's like you're trading your time for money, like you said. But at the end of the day, we are responsible for our own success, right? So it's kind of like you have to put forth the effort. And that's what I love about your platform is that you're giving people the resources and the tools that they need to be successful, which brings me to this question. How important are these types of networks and communities?
Really very important is a cliche word, but I would say, what will happen to you if you're all alone? Would you be suicidal? Would you be depressed? Would you be unaccountable? Would your goals be always, can I do it next year? Maybe 2 years' time, maybe 3 years' time. So if you say yes to any of the question, then a community is really very important. In fact, this is the trend that I spot after, this was called a social media craze, where you need to have on LinkedIn, you need to Snapchat, you need to Twitter, you need to be on Instagram. Every platform you need to be there. But hey, what's next, right? Now that everybody is on the same platform, on the same wavelength, then what's next? Then what's next is the community, the C word, right? And community are not followers, community are not fans, community are people who are like-minded, whom when you say, oh no, I have this problem with my sales funnels, or I have this problem, sharing my getting my message out correctly. These people are trustworthy, are the insider people whom can say, oh right, let's help you. Let's come together. Let's brainstorm. Let's do stuff, but it's all online. It's all networking online. It's all the exchanging businesses online, So it's so super awesome. And that's how it is so amazing with the community.
I love that, Genecia. Let me now I want to get into more of the services and the resources to really let people know a little bit more about, what it is exactly that you guys do. I mean, I know you provided a general overview, but I really want to get into going down maybe some of the line items. And also now I know that you guys are based in Southeast Asia, a lot of the events and the things that you do, but is this a resource or is the network available to people internationally, or how does that work?
Yeah, so what we do is we help women to go from offline to online. Specifically, we offer support through three ways. One is through digital marketing services for business owners who need support to do digital marketing. How do you do social media? How do you do your branding on LinkedIn, your LinkedIn management and stuff like that? The other one that we do is mentoring and coaching. So we do that online as well. So we have got a group coaching and one-to-one coaching depending on which country you're in. We also offer DIY digital products that's really widely available, from as low as $17 all the way to a few $1,000s online, because you can self-study as well. But all these things, I would say, Keetria, is all under this thing called the Soul Rich Woman Blueprint.
Oh, wow.
This Soul Rich Woman Blueprint is something that I came up with multiple methods for you to go online. So we have the Woman of Influence, we have the magic funnels, and as well as the winning formula. So when we put all these three circles together, that's when the magic is going to happen for the lady who wants to go from offline to online, to get clients, to get recognition, and to really build their community and build their voice online.
Got it. Okay. Now that's perfect. Okay. So now that we have that, and so I want to know a little bit more about when you started Soul Rich Woman. Okay. So now we have this wonderful platform, but then even before that, I know that you came from having run a couple of successful retail cafe chains. What sort of skill set or what sort of business knowledge were you able to transfer to Soul Rich Woman? Because that's all a part of entrepreneurship, right? You know, you even though you're more into like the digital stuff and helping people create business to go from online to offline now, you came from having already had a business. So can you share a little bit about that story, the transition?
I think the two main things, I think three things I want to say. I think the first thing is mentorship. Everybody should have a mentor and must have a mentor. Even you're new, you should have a mentor. Find someone whom you can look up to and engage with and whom you respect and you will listen to. Because don't find somebody that you worship, because that's quite different, versus somebody whom you can day in, day out, daily listen to and really will take action on. So find a mentor. That's very important. For me, I have a mentor as well. And now he's the partner, one of my partners in Soul Rich Woman as well. The second thing that I picked up was partnership. Many years ago, before I even did the cafe retail chain, I had failed partnerships. I went into 6-figure debts and it was horrible. I was suicidal. I was depressed. I think that life has no future for me anymore. I think that partnership sucks big time. Yeah. But I told myself, I said, maybe there is some hope and light at the end of the tunnel. And true enough, when I crossed my first million, after I go online and I transform my debts into success, monthly 5 figures to 6 figures income, I'm like, wow, you know, that really made me see things differently. And when I invested in the cafe retail chain, that gave me the second opportunity to say yes to partnerships. And the thing that I did differently was I had contracts in place this time around. I had partners whom really know, like each of us have our own strengths. So we put our strength together. Like for example, I do PR and marketing. My other partner do operations. Another partner do accounts, and then another partner do franchise systems and licensing. So because of this, as we grew from 0 to 7 outlets in 3 countries, and really this skill set has transferred from being a cafe retail chain owner into a Soul Rich Woman business, because I no longer think that I can do everything myself. Right. Even though I can, but I would say that in the area of what we call the zone of genius, I would prefer to stand in my own zone of genius so I can be the best version of myself, right? So I bring in partner. My partner is James Wee, whom is also my mentor. He focused on the financials and he looked at business development and how to scale the business to build, like you said, going to Southeast Asia, and from Southeast Asia, how are we going to go international? So things like that. So that's how I leverage on partnerships, and I feel that everyone should do the same, but please put your foundations in place. Don't jump into partnerships. Choose slowly, fire quickly. The last one that I feel that is very important is to scale. So I'm at a stage where I have 21 virtual assistants across the world. I have people from Philippines, people from Ireland, Dublin. I have people from India and other places as well. So how did it happen, So for you who is just starting out, think about it. How much is $50? Do you go to a hair salon? Do you do your manicure and pedicure? A lot of people tell me, I cannot hire someone to help me. But hey, you can go for a movie session like 3 times a week. You can go eat out and take out like 5 times a week. Those budget can be put aside. So my question to you is, do you have $50 a week to put aside to outsource 5 hours of your time, so that the 5 hours of your time can be used to do profit generating activities rather than cost center activities, or what we call the operational stuff, right? Because when you're in your zone of genius, you want to have the opportunity to make more money or to grow your business, right? So 5 hours a week, hey, what's $50 for that 5 hours a week? Think about it. Yeah.
Yeah. It helps you to so you can focus on building the business.
Yes, and then can do admin work. They can do design work for you. You can hire like a video editor or things like that. But you see, the biggest issue with people is they always hold back and say, but I can do everything myself and I can do it a lot faster. So that's when your system and process need to come in if you want to scale. But for a start, if you're new, you want to outsource, just think about 3 to 5 hours a week. And can you cut down on going to a hair salon or going for manicure and pedicure or going for the massage? There's some money money somewhere, right? So pick that up. Yeah.
I love that. I'm glad that you shared that story just to kind of show what the background and how you were able to build and get everything going for a Soul Rich Woman. But like, what type of learning curves did you encounter?
The going online is a very different process as doing retail work, to be very honest, because when you're online, consumer behaviors are very different. And when we do retail, it's like we have to be there, explain to the customer, oh, this is the menu, this is the food you're going to buy. We have to be there. Our people are going to be there to explain. But when you're online, the psychology of buyers are different. First, you need to stand out in the sea of sameness, right? So literally it's similar as retail, but not that the same, because like I said, message is key to success. Let me give you an example. A lady came to us in Soul Rich Woman recently, and she was in business. She had been in business for 3 years. She had been a corporate secretary serving C-suites, CEO, CFOs for 20 over years, all right? So 3 years she came out, she has no customers and no clients, very little. And like little and going to debts already because of that. And the interesting thing was she called herself a personal branding coach. So I said, okay, you call yourself a personal branding coach, but what exactly do you do? Oh, she said, I'm not an image consultant, she said. I said, okay, so then what? She said, oh, I am very good at writing. I said, okay, you're so good in writing, but what about the writing? Do you write blog posts? Do you write narratives? Are you a novelist? What kind of writing, right? Or are you a ghostwriter? And then she said, oh, if you were to give me a product or give me a service, I can find 10, 20 ways to talk about the same thing of that one thing. I'm super good at that. And we tested her out, right? So during the coaching and sessions, she showed me her skill set. And in 15 days after we coached her on our process, in 15 days, she brought in $7,600 sales just by narrowing down her message, 1. 2, by building a process that allows her to, just show up online and strongly telling people what exactly that she do. And that made all the difference in 15 days versus a 3 years trying to go and figure her way out as a personal branding coach versus someone who can help a business owner to turn that one product, which most of us only have that 1 or 2 or 3 products, unless you're doing e-commerce. Yeah. And how do you find the 10 ways, the 20 ways to talk about the same thing and still engage and be creating shareable content that allows people to buy from you or know you more as an authority in your area of expertise?
Exactly. Yeah. That is absolutely valuable. I think sometimes we get lost in, having a menu item of services and trying to market and promote all of them at once. But I agree. Yeah. Scaling back and focusing is probably going to be more of a priority.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's good. Genecia. All right. So let's talk about a little bit more about your entrepreneurial journey. And I also want to get into the some of the goals that you have as far as Soul Rich Woman. But I guess we'll start with your entrepreneurial journey. Like, what has been the most rewarding part of that journey for you?
When I help women to make money, and that for stay-at-home moms, like for example, we have this group of stay-at-home moms who has given up their shiny, bright careers for their kids. So we had this lady whom she was a stay-at-home mom has been a mom for 10 years, stay-at-home mom for 10 years. She was an art director. She gave up her thriving career to become a creative director in a digital, in an advertising agency because her daughter is often sick. So in the past 10 years, she lost her confidence. She just, she's good at home as a chief family officer, but her dream was like put into the drawers, of her shelves in the cupboards, right? So when she came to us, my greatest joy was to see that, she could transform herself once again to look more beautiful, not just, like the way that she was. And 2 is that we help her to discover her talents that, she can make money online, not just some e-commerce, but share her expertise and knowledge because she, as a stay-at-home mom, she knows how to cook really well. She cooked for a family of 11. Yeah. So how do you do that, right? How do you get your kids to eat the same thing as your parents?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not easy, right? Children and parents, different generation, different taste buds. But how did she do it? So she achieved success in the area. So for me, my biggest joy and satisfaction is to see women transforming and, to see how their confidence and also, their F word. That means they really live the F word, like own the F word, like being fabulous, having freedom and financial independence. And they make money, right? So, but money is not everything. So they need to also have the freedom part of doing still what they want to do at home and yet still be able to build a business online. So that in totality is something that I'm the most satisfied in. And that's why my purpose is to continue to push harder and work harder to, reach out to 1 million women. Now we're only at 200,000. We're still 800,000 short. So I have to work hard together with my team, right, to reach out to more people.
I have no doubt that you'll be approaching that number fairly quickly. So it's like you said only 200,000, like it was two people. You know what I mean? So that's actually success in itself. So tell us before we get ready to close out here in a few minutes. Where are we in the future with Soul Rich Woman? What are some of the, I guess, the next steps for you guys? Because I know this is going to be global here shortly.
For us is to continue to share our message, be firm in what we stand for, which is the F word, being fabulous, having freedom and financial independence. That is the one thing and the only thing, because I find that in the online space, as we continue to grow, the fastest way and the quickest way to grow is to have the movement and always place the vision right in front, because that's when, everybody is going to follow and walk with us, right? And those who are aligned will be aligned and those who are not will not. And so just keep working on that for the F word.
For the F word. Yeah. And also too, I know you mentioned earlier I know you guys do the workshops and the conferences and seminars and things like that, but even for the things that you do online, do you have like any virtual meetings for people to go and sign up and subscribe and to kind of go in and check out some of the content that you guys share?
Yeah, I have something for the women who are starting out and always thinking that they can't hire people or grow their business. Hey, I have this workbook that helps you to delegate 80% of your to-do list. So if you're interested to know how you can do that, like how I did, so that I can function in my zone of genius with a team of 21. I also started like you, started from zero. You can go download that workbook. It's called How You Download 80% or Delegate 80% of Your To-Do List, and how you help your assistant make you the money.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm going to download that. That's a good one. That's a great one. I love that. And we have to have you back here soon to talk about the zone of genius, because I think that could be a discussion in itself.
Yeah, sure. I would love that.
Yeah, we have to get on that, Genecia. Okay. So I know you already touched on the personal branding, and I know that there's probably some aspiring entrepreneurs and business owners that are listening, but go ahead and recap this for me again. How important is personal branding? How important is that when it comes to entrepreneurship, that we have our own personal brand identification?
Especially in this age and now, I think having a key message that everybody can remember you is the most important. Like the example of the personal brand coach, which is non-existent in her. That means she's not able to attract customers to her because there's no clear direction, right? So you need to be distilling into your niche. Well, it means what is the key expertise that one problem that you can solve for your customer. Let's turn it around. What is the one problem that you can solve for your customer immediately? This is the question that I want you to think about when you listen to this podcast, to what I'm sharing right now, because too many people are taught in the ways of like, oh, please give an ebook, please give a PDF, please give a video. It's no longer about that. It's about that problem you can solve. Yeah. So put your brand into the way that you can solve the problem for your customer immediately. Remember, the keyword here is immediately. So that was why this lady, who is a content marketing coach now, from personal branding to content marketing coach, to someone who can, if you give her a product, her expertise is to be able to find the 20 ways or the 10 ways to talk about that same thing of that one thing. And that's why she made $7,000 over dollars in just 15 days. So if you can get that right, I'm sure you'll be able to bring in the customers.
Love that. Love that. All right. So before we sign off here, Genecia, please leave us with some words of encouragement for anybody that's listening and just needs that kick in the rear to get started on their entrepreneurial ventures. And then also let us know where we can find out more about you and Soul Rich Woman Network online with the websites and social media handles and all that other good stuff.
Well, all I can say is step out of your comfort zone and go towards the dreams you've always wanted to achieve. And always remember, alone you are strong. Together we are unstoppable. The place you can find us is soulrichwoman.com, soulrichwoman.com. And that's where you can find us on Instagram, Soul Rich Woman, and then find us on Facebook, Soul Rich Woman. And then, of course, you want to find me. If you go to the website, you'll be able to find me. Because I feel that Soul Rich Woman is the place that you will find resources to support you, especially, let's say, if you want to ever think about coming into Southeast Asia, I would love to invite you to our platform and to our network.
Love it. Thank you so much, Miss Genecia Alluoura. You take care, and we look forward to having you back on the show soon.
Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in to SOB Style of Business, the podcast. Be sure to connect with us at styleofbusiness.co, where you can stream past episodes or get more info on our services. Also, if you enjoyed the show, please follow us on iTunes and Spotify at SOB Style of Business, the podcast. See you guys next week.